On the day of the invasion, there were no obvious signs of trouble on the horizon. Life in the idyllic Barnstable Valley, somewhere on the west coast of Canada, was proceeding pretty much as it always did. The early afternoon dayliner to North Vancouver left the valley's Port Grace station at 1:15 sharp. Par for the course, the dayliner was never late, except when it was. Going the other direction, a squeaky clean sea liner, fresh from a mani-pedi at the engine shed, started its journey north to Prince George. It was pulling some empty freight cars, plus a livestock car, with a couple of pregnant, yellow-tailed ganoos on board, and a hobo, who wasn't fond of ganoos, but was making the best of it. Yes, pretty normal stuff for a Tuesday afternoon. It wasn't even that alarming when a Class 4300 steamer arrived from the west of England. A nearby rift in the space-time continuum often delivered such accidental traffic from the UK. Some locals even thought that British train operators had started transiting the continuum on purpose, which would be okay by them. Good for the local economy, you know. But then another British passenger train made its way into Port Grace Station. It too was from the west of England, a Manor Class 460. Okay, so 2 English trains on the same day wasn't that unsettling. After all, they were nice people, and their steam locomotives were pretty cool. Nothing to fear except the occasional heated discussion about the monarchy, whether the late Queen Elizabeth was a better Parcheesi player than Princess Kate, that sort of thing. And again, another arrival was good for the local economy. However, when a third somewhat larger, and again quite attractive, British loco steamed into view, this one bearing the name Scots Guardsman, a sense of unease started to build in the community, despite the economic benefits. Things got well and truly out of hand, though, when the world-renowned Flying Scotsman made a dramatic entrance, pulling no fewer than 3 cars full of passengers into Port Grace Station. This would have been fine, but for the fact that there was local passenger and freight expected later in the day, and nowhere to land them. Despite the unease and the pending logistical nightmare, everyone agreed that Flying Scotsman was quite a lovely sight to see. Once the coal dust had settled, the invading locos, sitting in the yard as if demanding some sort of satisfaction, looked quite formidable, causing blood pressure levels to rise and regional health officials to look concerned. The station master, who had been hiding in his office to avoid confrontation and his own blood pressure problems, knew it was time for a chat with someone in charge. As luck would have it, he found a British parliamentary secretary striding purposefully about and asked him what was going on. He said that a train station had gone missing from a village in Hampshire, England, and had apparently turned up here. Furthermore, if the station master wanted to stem the flow of British trains, the building would have to be returned to England post-haste.
Post-haste, eh? Replied the station master. This is truly an unexpected development for a Tuesday afternoon.
The station master explained that Port Grace Station had been built many years ago by a local entrepreneur who loved British architecture. Same with the engine shed. And several industrial buildings, too. And, of course, the highly regarded Blink and Tipple pub.
So you'd best be looking elsewhere for your missing station, my boy,
the station master concluded. After some careful deliberation and a conference call with a standing committee, the parliamentary secretary quietly agreed that it had all been a terrible misunderstanding.
Dreadfully sorry, Elvine.
The station master, having deftly avoided the high postage costs of returning the building, invited his guest for a pint at the Blink and Tipple, during which they agreed on a schedule for stopovers from the old country. So in the end, what started as a predicament for train station operations turned out to be a pretty good day for local commerce. After sampling some fine brews at the Blink and Tipple, served cold of course, the British and their lovely steam locomotives pulled away from Port Grace, out of the Barnstable Valley, and back home through the space-time continuum. As for the missing train station, they finally found the building in the backyard of a cottage in Devon during filming of an episode of the BBC TV show Escape to the Country, which the little station obviously did.